Hey Saners, welcome back to the Sanes TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the round 22 player ratings video. So we played Brisbane last night, as you all know, and we went down by 15 points, 66 to 81. Inaccuracy in the end cost us, and that's pretty much our spot in the top 8. Gone pretty much. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the player ratings. Let's see what I reckon about some of the boys from last night. Rowe, Marshall, we'll start off with him. He had 42 hitouts, 20 disposals, was pretty much our number one ranked player on the ground. Couldn't ask much more from him than what we got, and he's been in pretty stellar form since Paddy Ryder's been out, so I'll give him a 8 out of 10. Very happy with Rowe. Mitch Owens, only the 10 disposals, but bloody hell, like, we've got a player on our hands here. The way he throws his body at the footy, the attack on the footy, the intensity, and that swoop on the ball to set up Mason Wood's goal, I think in the second term was, or even the first term it might have been, was excellent. So he only had the 10, but 5 tackles, 5 marks, and it's just the way he goes about it that I loved. So I'm going to give him a pretty decent rating because of that. I'm going to give him a 7. Loved his approach on the game. Lyon at 15 disposals, 2 hitouts because he pinched hit in the ruck a little bit, 4 tackles, 5 marks. Solid game without being amazing. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Max King, 0 goals, 5, as we all know, thanks to everyone in the comments. 8 disposals, 5 marks, 1 tackle. But there's not much more we need to say. If King kicks a couple of those, we probably win, and unfortunately he didn't. And I'm not going to use this video as a way to to give him shit because he's copping enough as it is. So yeah, I'm just going to give Kingy a 3 out of 10. Could have, I reckon it's probably a bit harsh to be honest, but he had his chances and he didn't take them, but at least he still got them. We just really need to get someone in to help him convert a bit more. So that's a 3 for me, for Max King. Dan Butler, no goals, no score in fact, 9 disposals, only the 1 tackle and no marks. That's not a great game from Dan Butler. I can't really recall where he really impacted the game that much, apart from maybe kicking it to Mason Wood for I think his 4th goal to put us in front. Apart from that, he was unsighted, so that, again, I think he was one of our lowest rated players. I'm giving him a 3 as well. Hunter Clark, only the 12 disposals, not a great game from him, 4 out of 10. Brad Crouch, 25 disposals, 8 tackles, huge for us, I thought it was really good all day. That's an 8 out of 10 for me. Jack Higgins, 2 goals from 11 disposals, did what he needed to do, kicked his 2 goals as he does most weeks. That is a 6 out of 10. Brad Hill, only the 11, and yeah, just couldn't get his hands on the footy. Like a lot of players, when you look at the stats, a lot of players got a lot of low numbers, so he's not the only one, but I'll give him a 4 out of 10. Dougal Howard, 13. It was okay. I think Danaher and some of their tools got hold of us, and he could have done a bit better, but for the most part, I thought he was okay without being decent, which is pretty much like most of our boys. I'll give him a 5. Zachy Jones, I thought was really good when he came on, when Jimmy Webster went off and he was subbed on. I thought his intensity was good, his ball use was actually better than I expected, and he gave us a bit of zip around the ground that we really needed desperately in that first half. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Ben Long, I really enjoyed his game. Only the 11 again, but similar to Mitch Owens, it just felt like any time he was around the footy, there was intensity, and he was driving at players. The way he got the ball, took a couple of really good specky marks. And he's inventive when he gets the ball. He's not predictable, he's a bit unpredictable, and I think that's a great trait to have, and really enjoyed watching him play. And yeah, would have been good for him to hit the scoreboard, but I'll give him a 6 out of 10 as well. Tim Membry, 3 goals, 2. Missed a bad one late, but for the most part, I thought he was really good. He kicked his 3. You'd take that every day of the week against Brisbane. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Ben Patton, only the 7 disposals, but he did lay 7 tackles, which is great, so I'll give him a default 5. Seb Ross, 32 disposals, one of his best games, I think, in the last couple of months. 5 tackles on top of that, and 3 marks. He drove us forward in that third term. I think he got us going out of the middle a bit more. I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10 as well. Cooper Sharman, only the 6 disposals, no tackles, no marks. I think he was statistically our lowest ranked player with Dan Butler as well, so I've got to give him I'll give him a 3. I'll give him a 3. Could have gone a 2, but I just don't want to go that low. Jack Sinclair, 25. It was good, but again, not outstanding. Did some nice things, got us out of trouble in tight situations. And it's just what we've expected to come from, from Jack Sinclair every week. So I'll give him a 7. Jack Steele, 13 disposals, 7 tackles. I think he was tagged heavily, not too sure, but even, Lachie Neale, and we'll talk about who played on Lachie Neale very shortly, but Steele, he could have been tagged like that, and that's probably his lowest disposal count in a Saints jumper in a while. So poor Steely, but I got to give him, he did lay 7 tackles though, which was one of the most on the ground, so he saves himself there. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Nasiah, again, like Mitch Owens, only the 12 disposals, but just loved watching him go about it. 7 marks on top of that with 3 tackles, hit some targets, and his ability to mark the ball in a contest is excellent for someone his size. He's so light in frame, but he just takes marks that you don't expect him to take. He's only going to get better, so I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Really enjoyed watching him play. Jimmy Webster, no rating. He only had the 2 disposals and went off very early in the game. Kel Wilkie, 22 disposals, 11 marks, 1 tackle. Great game from Kel Wilkie. Handled the pressure really well in the back half. In that first half in particular, we were under a lot of pressure. Again, just does what he needs to do every single week. It'd be good if he was maybe 1 or 2 centimetres taller, but his opponents did kick a few goals on him, so that's the downside to it. But he did his best, again, as he does most weeks. So I'll give him a 7 out of 10 for that. Marcus Winhager, here we go. 21 disposals, 1 behind, 7 marks and a tackle. And on top of that, he played on Lachie Neale for most of the game, if not all the game. Tagged him, kept him to 16 disposals, which is Lachie Neale's lowest count in a Lions jumper in a full AFL match. I believe he got 15 in 2020 in a shorter match, thanks to COVID rules, but in a full AFL match, 16 disposals is his lowest count in a Lions jumper. So that is phenomenal for Marcus Winhager. He claims another victim on top of Tim Kelly when he played on Tim Kelly and kept him to, I think, 4 disposals for the entire game or something stupid like that. He's only going to get better. The fact that he's doing this already and getting his hands on the footy, it's going to be scary to think where he goes. And for me, based on how good that was, I'm giving him a 9. I was so proud and so happy to see him do that. Missed a chance to kick a critical goal late. That would have topped it all off, but for 17 game at a Brownlow medalist and do that already is amazing. And actually, I'll give him a 9, but the next bloke, 4 goals straight, Mason Wood, 15 disposals, 2 marks, 3 tackles. He played like he knew the game was on the line, that our season was on the line. Unfortunately, not a lot of blokes followed him, but I loved his intensity. Some of the goals, he just backed himself. He doesn't usually do that. He always questions himself, but he really backed himself and felt comfortable in his abilities to deliver, and he did that every single time. And he's the one bloke that kicks straight on the night. That to me is good enough. That is a 10 out of 10. I can't believe I'm giving Mason Wood a 10 out of 10 to end the player ratings, but there you have it. Mason Wood for me is pretty much the pick of the bunch, 4 straight in a low scoring game, and he kept us in it all night. And yeah, there you go, Sainers. That is player ratings. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you disagree or you agree, just leave your thoughts in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts on some of the players, or if not all the players. If you want to leave the comments, your player ratings in the comments, I'll have a read. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe. Help us get to 4,000 by the end of the year. We are agonizingly close. I think we're only about 30 to 40 subs away. So if you're watching this and you haven't subbed, it's pretty easy. You just click the button. That's all you have to do, and we'll get one step closer to 4,000. So appreciate you watching, Sainers. As I say in every video, I hope you have a great weekend. I know it wasn't the result that we wanted last night, but please enjoy the rest of your Saturday night and Sunday, and I'll see you next week for some more Saints TV content. But until then, Sainers, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.